China had won 14 out of the 15 last World Championships in doubles, and when Fan Zhendong paired up with Wang Xuxin, the outcome seemed predetermined. But two underdogs from Sweden had other plans. It was time for the 2021 World Championships in Houston. No one could predict that Mattias Falk and Christian Karlsson would be the players to follow this tournament. They hadn't done well together on this stage before. Therefore, they weren't even amongst the 16 seeded pairs. Seeded or not, there's no easy way forward in a World Championships. And the Swedes' run started with facing Monteiro and Suboy from Brazil in the first round. It was a great warm-up match. They played great, which resulted in a 3-0 win. In the next match, they were up against tougher opponents, Grebnev and Katzman from Russia. This was the first real test, but Falk and Karlsson were well prepared and racked up another 3-0 win. They were now in the round of 16, where they were playing against An Ye-hun and Chu Dae-sung from South Korea. The Swedes got a bad start and were down 2-1 in sets, but then something switched. They stepped up. The short touches, Karlsson's winners, and Falk's forehand smashes. It all ran like clockwork. 11-6. 11-6. And they were through to the quarterfinals. They were now playing for a World Championship medal, but it wouldn't be easy. Standing in their way were the favorites, the unbeatable Fan Zhendong and Wang Xuxin. A miracle was needed. The match started as expected. The Chinese got a big lead and then closed the first game with control. But then, the Swedes started to find solutions and won the second game. The third game was really close. The Swedes missed their chance to capitalize and the match seemed over now. But the Swedes didn't give up. They kept fighting. They kept fighting even if the chance of winning was close to zero. And then, they somehow were up 8-2 in the decider. They were so close to a miracle, but the Chinese fought back. And then, after another excellent serve by Karlsson, it was done. They had done the impossible. They had beaten the best. Their duty was far from over though. It was now time for them to play the semi-finals against none other than Liang Yingkun and Lin Gaoyan. The Swedes weren't taken away by their already insane achievement. They hadn't come this far to only come this far. They stepped up even more this time. Everything worked out. Every shot had meaning. Every placement had purpose. 3-0 victory, and the Swedes were in a World Championships final. There are no words to describe how big this was. They had beaten the two biggest favorites, so left in the final was the South Korean super duo Lim Yong-hun and Jang Bo-jin. Two cannons of forehands. A big final isn't something you play, it's something you just win. There weren't many rallies and insane shots. It was a tactical masterclass from the Swedes. The tactics that had made this unseeded duo beat the Chinese twice. But it wasn't easy. They were 2-1 up in sets, but 8-10 down. But they kept playing to plan. And as they had been closing down the Koreans the whole match, they closed down the last point. It was done. It was settled. Mattias Falk and Christian Karlsson, best in the world.